Okay, friends, happy Tuesday. I'm so glad that you're here. We are trying something tonight and we're going to have to see if it's working. Um, because I'm on a new camera. Well, I'm on a different camera. I'm on a different camera and my hair is dark. So, first of all, I know. Did you even recognize me? It's like a totally different person. So, first of all, I need to know if you can hear me okay because on my screen it looks like I'm super choppy, and I'm hoping I'm not super choppy. So, no, that'd be fantastic. Hey, Allie from Paul's Valley. Well, doesn't that rhyme? And I'm hoping that our chat's going to automatically update. We will see. We shall see. Well, it's not. It's real annoying. Hi, Jerry. Okay. Wow, listening from Washington State. Is it Casey or it's gotta be Casey? Cassie. Cassie. How do you spell Cassie? Casey or Cassie? I don't know. Becky from Ontario. Watching from New Mexico and Oregon. What's up?
It's dark. This one.
Turn maybe this light on.
Oh.
My lighting guy's back, by the way. Cassie. Okay. What did I say the first time? I don't remember. I'm so glad you're here. I hope that you. Thanks. Thanks for saying like my hair. I'm still getting used to it. Kind of thought we were going gradual back to dark, but no, we just went straight for it. A little choppy in Hamilton, Ontario. It feels choppy on my side, and I'm not sure why. Because even my
our interwebs. We've been having trouble with it.
Could be our interwebs. Who knows? Could be. Well, if it gets really bad, y'all let me know. And we'll move on from there. How do I know? YouTube looks good. Okay, fantastic. We're live on YouTube and on Facebook tonight. We're going to get started because I will tell you. And I hope that you came ready. Happy feet. I hope you came ready for... Ignore the mess back there. Just don't even look at it. But I hope you came ready for some tough love. Hiding in the closet from my kids. You are my kind of people. My kind of people. Okay. So far, y'all, the only thing I do not love about broadcasting from a desktop is when I'm watching your comments, they don't automatically scroll up. I have to like hit, at least on here, I have to hit it. I know I'm not on Instagram tonight, Elizabeth. I could be, but I kind of was just being lazy. Gosh, maybe I shouldn't really do. Anybody who knows how to make my comments go automatically, that'd be fantastic. Let me know, because I do not know how on Facebook. They just are taking their forever time, and I'm not a fan. And I actually really need your comments tonight because it says that tonight's about you, and it is about you. But before we get started with that, we need to take care of a few things. First of all, welcome to Online Steps to Success. Sorry for the slow entry. My name is Allison Dalkey. I am so glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're tuning in. I do have some tough love for you tonight, and I hope that you're ready to receive it and take it. And it's partly love that I need to give to myself too. So know that anytime I come at you with tough love, it's like, it's for you and for me. It's for both of us. It's for all of us. So, but before we even do any of that, we need to cover a few things. And we would be remiss to ignore the fact that today is September 11th. And all of our lives changed on September 11th. And I think, golly, can't you just like, I mean, we can all go back to the very moment and the place that we were in. Our lives changed, our world changed that day. And I remember, I was a senior in high school, and I remember my professor telling all of us, your life will never be the same. Nothing will ever be the same. And that's very true. And nothing has ever been the same. So tonight, I just want to honor the all the people who went in to help, all the people who lost their lives. Man, what a journey we've been on since then. But we won't forget. We will never forget. We won't forget that day or what it means for our country and our nation. And so, wanted to say that. And also, all of you in North Carolina, we are praying for you. We are with you in spirit. We hope that you are taking care of yourselves and that you are doing what you need to do to protect your family. I know that homes are important too, but the most important thing is your life. And so, whatever you need to do to get help or to evacuate or get out, I hope that you're doing it. And we are praying for you and praying for everyone that will be affected by the hurricane. And so, just know that you are not alone and that people are fighting for you as well all over the country. So, those are the things I sort of wanted to say. All righty. So, let's talk about tonight. Packed and waiting. Cynthia, we're praying for you guys. So many of you. We have so many consultants, especially in North Carolina, South Carolina, all across the coast. We are praying for you, and we just want you to keep yourself safe. Please. Okay. What else was I going to say? Let's get started. So tonight, it's really interesting. I have something I definitely want to tell you, but I can get to it two ways. And so I'm going to let you pick what we're going to talk about tonight. I have two topics. Listen, these are your choices, and I'm going to let you vote. I wish we could actually vote, but we can't actually vote unless there's something that I don't know about. I don't think there is. No. So here's what I want you to do. I'm just going to, it's not going to be a real vote. We'll just pick which one I think has got the most. Here are two choices. We can talk about why you're not where she is, or we can talk about the hills and the valleys of this business. Twofold. Why you're not where she is, or the hills and valleys of this business. So if you want why you're not where she is, then, well, heck, just comment that. If you want hills and valleys then of this business, then comment that, and we will chat about it. But I told you tonight's going to be tough love no matter what you guys pick. And we are all walking away tonight with an action step, something I really, really want you to take away and start doing tomorrow. Hills and valleys. Love your hair. Thanks. Appreciate that.
We do right now. 3 to 4.
Where's everybody at?
4.
Hills and valleys. What? I
5 to
cannot.
4. Or 4 to 5. 4 to 6. 5 to 6.
Did you just hear me say hills and valleys?
You know, yeah.
It's a pretty big delay.
7 to 7. First one to 10.
Hills and valleys. Denise? We can talk about that.
9 to 7. 10 to 7.
Who got 10 first?
11 to 7. Why you're not where she is.
Why you're not where she is. Brian said we're going with the one
11
that
to 8.
everybody on
12 to 8.
YouTube said hills and valleys. So what we don't talk about
13 to 8.
tonight, how are you even doing this in your head?
14 to 8.
I don't even know.
14
I
to
can't
9.
even see your comments. Well, I can, but I just can't see them that fast.
15 to 9.
I need to watch them on my phone. That's what I'm going to do.
16 to 9.
Turn the volume on. I'm going to watch your comments on my phone because then I will be able to see them. That's what I'm going to do. Look at me. I have a brain.
16 to 11.
So what's winning?
Why you're not where she is. 17 to 11.
Oh, why you're not where she
17
is.
to 12.
I guess that's what we're talking about tonight. All right, good. Let's talk about it. Hold on. Nope, that's weird. That's like Inception. Nobody wants that. Okay. Yes, now I see your comments better. Fantastic. Perfect. Okay. Why I'm not where she is. Yes, why are we not where she is? All right. So this whole theme, this whole idea came from an experience that I had today. So we're going to talk tonight about why you're not where she is and how you can get wherever it is you're supposed to go, not necessarily where she is, but where you're supposed to be. So some of you know, did I introduce myself? My name is Allison Dalkey. I'm so glad you're here. We do this live training every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Central Time. Wow, thanks for coming. I was just distracted by talking about other important things. our entire goal in Online Steps to Success is to help you dream bigger dreams, work harder and smarter, and make more money. So tonight I want to talk about why you're not where she is. This idea came kind of from some coaching calls I've had recently, but also from an experience that happened to me today. So I have had 4 surgeries in the past 2 years. I think 4. I thought maybe my husband was right there and I could ask him. 4 surgeries in the past 2 years. And it has been a wild, crazy ride. And every time I have surgery, I try to get super strong because my goal is I'm going to stay really strong and then I'm going to start working out as soon as I can, right? And then I don't do that. It doesn't happen like that. And I lose muscle strength and I get a little bit chubbier after every surgery. All things that are okay. But I had surgery 3 weeks ago, or has it been 4? I don't know. Plenty of time. And I went and worked out today for the first time. And I go work out at a place called Pure Barre in Edmond. If you're local and you want to come with me, I'd love to work out with you. But it's so flipping hard. And I was in there a little bit rounder than I was the last time. I haven't worked out in 6 weeks. A little bit chubbier than I was last time I was in there. Because I really love food. I only work out so I can eat good food, y'all. I came home and ate tacos, so let's not play games, all right? But and less strong, and I had less, like, I just wasn't quite, I didn't quite have it. And I was in there getting a little bit frustrated, and there's a girl there named Sarah who is fantastic. Sarah is amazing. Sarah has over 250 classes in her belt, I think in a year or less. Yes, Bug. You go. Okay. He doesn't even know about the camera anymore. He's like, Mom's on camera. Can I have a snack? Anyways, she has 250 classes under her belt, I think in a year, like a year's time or less. Crazy. She goes almost every day or more than once a day. She's insane. And she's so strong. And I was looking over. Well, Sarah, first of all, was so excited to see me because Sarah is an encourager and she's always smiling. And I love Sarah because of that. And she welcomes me to class. And then I'm standing next to her getting frustrated because I'm not where she is. And I am weaker than I want to be. And I have this weird thing happening between my sports bra and my leggings that I don't like. All the things, okay? And I'm kind of getting mad at Sarah because of where she is. And then I was like, whoa, what is happening to my brain? Like, this is the wrong place to be, right? It can't be not a good place. So what's funny is right about the time that I'm thinking all these things, my instructor says you came here for a reason. And Jess is amazing. And she's one of my favorite instructors. And she always has really good things that she says that stick in my brain. And one of them is that you're so much stronger than you think you are. And gosh, I hate it when she says that because it means I have to keep doing what we're doing. I have to stay in it. I have to work a little bit harder. But tonight she said, you came here for a reason. And golly, that one got to me too. And I was like, shoot, she's right. I did come here for a reason. I came here because I want to be strong again, because I want to take care of myself. I didn't come here to watch Sarah be her strong self. I came here to watch me be my strong self. So I had this whole conversation with myself, and I started thinking, I've had so many coaching calls in the past few weeks, and I started thinking about some of the conversations I've had, and I thought, so many of us, so many of you are watching somebody else thinking, why am I not where she is? Why can't I be doing what she's doing? Why isn't it working out the way it's working out for her? And we want something, and we want it now, and we want it faster. And I think what's interesting about that is we are way, way, way too distracted by wishing we were where somebody else is. I just want to know, like, by a show of hands, by tagging a friend, whatever, how many of you would say, yes, like, I have so been in that place where I have looked at somebody else and thought, I want to be, why am I not there? Why am I not there? Why am I still here? How many of you would say, yeah, totally, 100% I've been there, or I'm there right now? I'm leaving her. Yeah, all the things. So here's something interesting that I've been thinking about and processing through when it comes to why we're not where someplace else is. First of all, our journeys all look so different. You know this. And you've heard it a million times. That when we look at somebody else and say, why am I not where she is, that we're comparing apples to oranges. It's two completely different things. We think because we're both consultants or we're both business owners that we need to be in the same place. It's such a lie. It is such a freaking lie. What we need to be doing instead is looking to the people who we want to be like and wondering, what is it that they did to get there? Not why am I not there, but how did they get there? How did that person get there? You know how Sarah got to be so freaking strong and so freaking encouraging, showing up to class every day? Every stinking day, Sarah is there. And now that I think about it, I usually go to morning classes, and Sarah is always in a morning class, and this was a 4:30 class, and Sarah was there. Because Sarah's always there. Because Sarah keeps showing up. And you know what else? Those people who are someplace that you are not, they keep showing up. They keep showing up, and they have walked through something that you haven't yet walked through. Because, it's so easy to play the victim. It's so easy to think, well, Sarah didn't have it as hard as me. Like, Sarah didn't have to go through what I had to go through. I don't know that about Sarah. I don't know what Sarah's had to go through. I know she hasn't had surgery in the past year, but I don't know what Sarah's already walked through. And you don't know what the girl that you're looking at thinking, I want to be there. You don't know what she's already walked through either. You have no idea. There's this thing. Oh, heck, I was going to try to split this. It's going to merge into the same thing. So those of you that want to talk about the hills and valleys of your business, it's going to be that too. When you look at your business, it has these peaks and these valleys. And it's so funny because people used to be so afraid to tell me about the valleys. They used to be afraid to say, I'm in this really crappy low place. Like they thought maybe I would be offended. I'm not offended. I've been in the low crappy place too many times to count. But what happens is we often play this comparison game where we're looking at somebody else when we're at our lowest. So we're at a place in our business maybe where we think, you know what? Yeah, it's a crappy place. I don't like it here. I'm frustrated. I'm discouraged. I'm overwhelmed. Things aren't quite right, whatever it might be. And you're looking at someone who's in one of their peaks. And you're trying to compare their peak to your valley. And that's not fair to anybody. It's not fair to the person that you're wishing you were. And it's really not fair to you. It's not fair to you at all. You know how they get to the peaks? You know how they get out of the valley? One step at a time, putting one foot in front of the other, not quitting, not walking away, not letting self-doubt rule your mind, not letting all the lies become truth in your life. Because when you believe a lie enough, that's what happens. It becomes truth. When you play the victim enough, you become the victim. This is not about being the victim. This is about being able to take the steps to reach the peaks that you want to in your business and in your life. You're not where she is because you haven't been where she's been. And you may never be exactly where she is because your valleys are going to look different. Your peaks are going to look different. But you will get closer to where she is if you keep putting one foot in front of the other. It's that simple and it's that ridiculously easy. But it is one foot in front of the other over and over and over and over again, right? You're not where she is because you haven't been where she's been. Some of you would say maybe, yes, I get that. I'm so stuck. I'm stuck in a valley. Just being honest tonight, how many of you would say I'm definitely stuck in a valley? That's where I feel like I am. I'm in a valley in my business, or it could be your life. I don't care. But there's a place that I just feel like I'm sort of in this. It's deep and it's not super fruitful. I just feel like I'm in this valley. How many of you would say that's kind of where I am? Just in all honesty, that's where I am right now. My computer is not a touch screen. I was going to try to touch it, but it's not. Here's what I love about the valley. And I was talking to somebody about this today. In the valley, there's tension, usually. I actually talked to one of my directors today who said, in all honesty, I made a pros and cons list this weekend as to whether or not I wanted to stay with Cynthia. I made a pros and cons list. I said, good. You should. You should do it over and over again. How'd it turn out? She was like, well, there are more pros than cons. I'm like, well, let's talk about the cons. Let's talk about this tension that you're feeling. Because if you're in a valley, it's usually because you're in a place where you will either stay or where you will take the steps forward to go up. How do you get out of a valley? You walk up. And walking up means changing something about you or your actions or your thoughts. The tension that you feel when you're in a valley is valuable to you. And that tension that you feel, that discomfort, that whatever it is, that uncomfortableness and discomfort, those are the same things. That those feelings, you should press into them. You should press into them and figure out, why am I feeling like this? How do I fix it? How do I start to walk up and out of this feeling, of this place? The only way out of a valley is up. You either stay there or you rise. The choice really is yours. Now, listen, this isn't a pep talk for like Cincy needs to be your life. You know that I don't think that. I believe this is an important part of your life, and I believe it should benefit your life in amazing ways. But it has to be in the right order, and you have to be willing to push into the tension of it. Because I do believe that you have to grow through the valleys. You have to grow through the tension. I think that's where great leaders come from. They are born out of valleys. And your valley could have nothing to do with your business, nothing to do with it, not a single thing. It could be a life circumstance, it could be something you've let slide. I've been through valleys before after having babies, valleys in my business, right? Where things slipped down and I didn't know how to get back up. Because you know what it feels like to walk up a hill? Uncomfortable, hard, annoying. It makes your butt hurt, you know? It's also how you get a nice butt, by the way, walking up hills. But it doesn't feel good. That's what I felt like today at the gym. It didn't feel good. I almost cried at one point because I was frustrated. I was so frustrated because I was in a valley when I had before been at this higher place. And God, we don't want to go down when we've been up, do we? We don't want to. Nobody wants to do that. I felt like I was backwards. I felt like I'd lost something that I had. But the reality is, you came here tonight for a reason. I showed up at bar today to get my butt kicked for a reason. Because we are the people who rise. We are the people who choose to walk up the hill, to choose to walk through the difficult, uncomfortable things that are happening in our lives. We're the ones who decide to come out of the valley better people. Victims stay. But you're not a victim. You get to choose how you walk. So how do we rise out of something? How do we get to where somebody else is, someplace we want to be? Well, I said before, it's one foot in front of the other. But I also said that something has to change. I'm going to give you some ideas of maybe something that might need to change, but you probably know what it is that needs to change for you. And I'm going to share openly with you what mine is, where I need to change. You might need to change your mindset. You might be caught in a cycle of negative thinking, of disbelief about your business, about your ability. It might be your mindset that needs to change. It might be your decisions. Maybe you're making the wrong decisions day in and day out, and you know that you are, and you want to do something different, but you're not because you're sitting where it's comfortable. Maybe your decisions need to change. Maybe it's your words. Maybe it's the words you're saying to your team, to your customers. Maybe it's the words you're saying to your spouse, to your family, to your kids. Maybe your words need to change for you to get out of the valley. Maybe it's your self-talk. What are you telling yourself? What are you believing about who you are? Are you believing the lies that you're not enough, that you're not good enough? Or do you believe that you were put here on this earth at such a time as this for a purpose? Because that's what I believe. It's heavy to believe that about me, but I believe it about me, and I believe it about you, and I believe it about every single person watching. That you have something to do in this world that only you can do. And that you're going to have to rise to make it happen. Maybe you need to change your routine, the way you're spending your time. Maybe you need to change your social media intake. Maybe you're spending far too much time watching people where you want to be without taking action to go there too. Maybe you need to change what you're watching on social media. Maybe you need to change how present you are. Are you being present with your customers, with your team, with your family, with your spouse? Or are you not? Sometimes we're in a valley because of the choices that we make in our day-to-day decisions. Maybe you need to change your follow-up, your consistency in doing it. Maybe you need to change the way that you book parties. I don't know what it is, but something has to change if you want to rise. And I want you to figure out what it is, and I want you to focus on one thing. Here's the thing that has me down. Here's the thing that has me in a place that I can't seem to quite move up from. Here's the thing that's keeping me from being where she is. Here's the thing that's keeping me in the valley. Name it, identify it, go after it, and then fix it. Whatever it is, it has to be action-based. It has to be centered around action. How is mindset an action-based thing? If you're journaling the things that you're thinking and the way that you're believing about yourself, then that becomes action, right? That I'm identifying the way that I'm talking to myself, the way that I'm thinking about the world and about my business. Those things are so important. Make it action-based. And then we have to commit to it for a solid amount of time. They say it takes 21 days to make a habit. What's today, the 11th? So if we go all the way through September, how many days are left in September? 32. We need to go into October. We need to go into October to form a habit of whatever it is that's holding you down, whatever it is that's preventing you from rising, preventing you from going to the next step in your business. And here's the thing. I wish I could tell you, once you come out of the valley, you'll never go back in. That's a lie. You will go back into the valley over and over and over again. But you have to have the tools to get out if you want to get out. Does that make sense? You have to be able to put your one foot in front of the other and keep walking out if you want to rise. Okay. I am on the opposite side of my office. That's why you don't see my books. Okay, I'm looking at y'all's comments real fast. I know I'm confusing y'all. My hair is dark. You can't see my books because I'm on the other side of my office. Sorry. I'll just have you all like worked up into crazy town. So here's my action step. I need a routine in my life. I need boundaries in my life because I'm not that good at just making right choices all the time. I'm not, I'll be 35 this year and I'm not that great at making the right choices. And a lot of us are not, and that's okay. So when we can put boundaries up, when we can put guidelines around us, they create a place for us to travel safely. So I'm asking you to put a boundary up, to create a kind of a guardrail to help you walk up out of the valley, to help you get up to the next peak in your business, in your life. Pick the action step that you're going to change. And what I'd love for you to do is comment with what it is, and maybe tag somebody that can hold you accountable or help hold you accountable, that either knows your story or that you're going to tell your story to. And let's move forward in rising up out of the places we don't want to be. in rising up towards going to the place where maybe she is. Because remember, she's been places and walked through things that you haven't. And we have to stop watching. We have to stop watching if we are going to be so consumed with comparison. And instead, we have to take action. So I will tell you what mine is. Mine is twofold. I set a goal this year to read through the Bible in a year, and I am like 45 days behind. So my goal is to get caught up in the next 2 months. Caught up, and then I'll be on track to finish through the year. Some of you may be thinking, what the heck does that even have to do with your business? It has a lot to do with my business. It has to do with the way I think, the way my mind works, the constant renewing of it, with the way that I see the world and the way that I see people. It makes me more gracious and more loving, and all the things that I am not naturally. And so that has to be part of how I rise. The other thing is, I just have to keep showing up at that stupid gym. It's not stupid. It's great. Also, you might be thinking, what does that have to do with your business? A lot. Everything. Part of it's the discipline. Part of it's walking in there, looking in the mirror, having somebody tell me that I am stronger than I think I am, and starting to believe it. What you surround yourself with influences you. The words that you hear over and over again influence you. You know what she said tonight? You are so much stronger than you think you are. You came here for a reason. Yes, all those things are true things. And I need someone to tell them to me over and over and over again. So is it hard? Yes. Am I uncomfortable? Yes. Do I want to be frustrated about the stupid surgeries I've had and how much I've lost? Yes. But I won't be. Because what does that gain for anybody? Nothing. What I am going to do instead is the hard thing, taking steps to regain my strength, focusing on what I know is best for my body and my ability to parent and to lead and to be a great spouse. They may sound completely unbusiness related, but everything in this business is related to your life. And we have to put things in the right order. And we have to start taking action if we want to take steps out of the valley. So I'd love to know what you guys are, maybe you're telling me already. I challenge you to comment what your steps out are going to look like. What's the one thing that you're going to change, or maybe two things if you're crazy like me. What are the things that you're going to change? What are the steps that you're going to take? Time management. Becky, I'm so glad you said that. She said my time management needs help. Sometimes I'm scared I just have too much on my plate. And it's not always a time management issue, but a too much on the go issue. My goals for my day seem too big. So Becky, sometimes it is taking, first of all, I really love the concept of saying these are the three most important things that need to get done today. These three and these three first. Prioritizing tasks in the order that they need to happen. And weeding out. Sometimes our busy and our too much to do is our own fault. And I know there's kids and there's things and there's everything, but I think sometimes when we're in the place where we feel overwhelmed or there's too much on our plate, that maybe it is time to say, what can go? What can I say no to? What is not necessary right now in this season? Because you won't flourish overwhelmed. You won't be influential overwhelmed. Okay, what else are y'all saying? Time management. Okay, Alyssa says I'm going to study and know everything about the company. That's really good. But studying also has to have action behind it too. So what are you going to do with what you learn? So I think that's part of it. Identifying I'm going to learn, and then what am I going to in turn do with what I'm learning? Because it's the do part that gets us out, right? Getting distracted too easily. Have zero time management. My weight is my barrier. It's causing health and self-esteem issues. It's holding me back from being who I really am. Listen, I totally understand that. And it's so easy for us to fall into a place where we're not happy with how we feel or how our energy is or how we look. And can become a constant cycle of, um, you get frustrated because you're not where you want to be, or you don't feel the way you want to feel, or look the way you want to look. And then the doing part of getting healthy is so hard. And it is hard. There's not a quick fix, there's not an easy way. It's all about calories in, calories out, and getting your body moving. It just is. But when it's not already worked into your routine, it's really hard. But I think the thing is that we stop worrying so much about the right program or the right thing. We just start moving one day at a time. Maybe it's a walk. Maybe it's going to find a class that you enjoy, that is actually fun for you. Um, but the point is that you're just moving, that you're choosing movement over something else. One thing I never ever regret ever is a workout, which sounds like a very like fitnessy thing to say. I will show you my gut, not a fitnessy thing. It's just because it's so good for us all around. One day at a time. One day at a time. Keeping my house in order. Start working on relationships and forgiving others. Oh, what a tricky place, and what a good thing to admit and say, because that unforgiveness can rot inside of us and keep us from being who we are really called to be. Need to work on my focus. Here's another thing. If social media is distracting you, take a break. Take a break. I know you have 100 excuses as to why you can't. But so often it's doing you far more damage than it is good. Take it off your phone. Set time limits like you would for your children. It is addictive, and it can be very dangerous. It can be a place where we feel lifted up and we feel fulfilled, but it also can be a constant comparison trap. And if you start to fall into that, I think you need to take a break. Nobody specifically said that, or maybe somebody did, but you were just saying distraction. And I think for me, sometimes the biggest distraction is Facebook. That's why I left them. Well, I didn't leave them all. I just don't get on them anymore. I'm not in any more groups. I don't go look at groups anymore because it's a huge distraction for me. And I feel like I have important things that I need to do, that I feel called to do. And I can't do that when I'm constantly hearing and reading and seeing things that aren't helping me walk up. Okay. Getting to the Y 2 times a week. It's a good start. It's a good plan. You guys, look at all your things. Going to bed on time? Mm-hmm. I feel you. Breaks from social media are so good. So here's the thing. I know all the reasons you can't get off social media. I know. But if your heart and your soul is not in a healthy place, you need to get off. You need to get off for a little bit. You also need to think about the repercussions of the majority of your business being there. I mean, I don't own Facebook. I don't own Instagram. What if they go away? Not that they would, but they could. Then what? I want to make sure that the business I'm leading and the business I'm building is sustainable for me long term. That it's something that makes me excited 10 years from now. And if you're doing things you're not excited about, that's probably why you're in the valley. Also, whoever said the majority of my business is on Facebook, I wasn't targeting about, and this part turned into something else, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. Oh, Becky, I thank you for sharing this. She said, I started removing people from social media that I compare myself to. These people have done nothing to me and are great people, but I need to not watch them. and say things to myself about their success or what they do. It is so, so, so true. I have unfollowed and unsubscribed to so many great and amazing people that just weren't overall benefiting things in my life, or that I found myself comparing myself to, and it's just not a healthy thing. It's not for anybody. So I don't see it anymore. And that's okay. If you needed permission to do that, it's okay. It is more than okay. Marie says, I never did my why, and I'm not sure how to do it. I want you to go watch the video called The Power of a Dream. And that's where I want you to start. It's on this same page on Facebook. Go watch it. All right. Here's what I really want you to walk away with tonight. You are not even supposed to be where she is. You're not where she is because that particular hilltop was not made for you. What I do know is that there's another hilltop made specifically for you. Just for you. With grass you're not allergic to. It was made for you. But you can't stand on it if you don't start to walk up out of the valley. You're not going to be where she is. You're going to be where you're supposed to be. And the hills and the valleys of this business will never go away. There will be valley after valley after valley, just like there is in our lives. Don't be shocked by it, but have a plan on how to get out. Your plan may look different every time. The plan always has to be action-based. It has to be putting one foot in front of the other. It has to be journaling or changing your mindset or finding gratitude or following up or doing the action that will start to help you rise. The valley is not comfortable. And standing down someplace and watching somebody else do something on a hill is very uncomfortable. And I want you to push into attention. I want you to press into the thing that feels uncomfortable. Because those are the things that change us. Those are the things that make us better. Those are the things that help us walk up out of the valley. You are so much stronger than you think you are. And you came here for a reason. You came here for a reason. You started your business for a reason. So do what you came to do. Stop getting scared. Stop believing the lies. Stop living in inaction and excuses and do what you're called to do. You came here for a reason, and you are so much stronger than you think you are. I love you. I believe in you. I am cheering for you, and I really, really hope that you are dreaming big dreams. Thanks for joining us, and I can't wait to talk to you next week. I will be fresh home from a mastermind business intensive that I'm going to tomorrow, and a dream retreat in Chicago. And so I'm so excited. If you're in North Carolina or in the path of the hurricane, please be safe. And for all of us, our whole entire world affected by September 11th, we will never forget, and we will continue to fight for things worth fighting for. I love you guys. And I hope that you are accountable to the things you said you're going to do. I'm going to be sharing over on Instagram and on Facebook on our Online Steps to Success handles, on both places, about things that I committed to you to do and to myself. I really committed to myself. And I'd love for you to hop over and share too. So have a great night. Stay safe. And I will see you next Tuesday night. Bye. When I get around to ending it. You like a lot of buttons. Come on. It's never good to end.